So I'm not sure how many we're going to have today. It's a holiday weekend, and people have things going on. Although it's raining, so I don't know. Is it raining where you all are?
It's not raining here in
Oh yeah.
Muskegon. It's sunny.
Oh, nice.
It's raining
Off
here
and
where
on
it
here
is.
in Lansing.
It's raining here in Warren.
Warren. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of stopped here in Battle Creek, so it's probably heading east towards you guys, you guys in the Detroit area and Belleville and areas.
It
So
was raining
Cloudy and
here.
the pavement is wet.
Yeah,
what's
it
that?
was raining here early this morning, like around 6. It was raining. Then it quit by the time I took Scuba out. So
Ah,
Well, better rain than snow.
you got that right.
well,
It's the truth.
although it was pretty chilly, it's been down in the 40s, like at night. So that's,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I always say it's not June, it's not summer, or it's not really gets warm until June. You can't predict it. So
Mhm.
I lived in Memphis, Tennessee for almost 2 years back in the 70s. And when I moved back to Michigan, I froze to death.
Oh, I would bet. Yeah.
I mean, I froze to death. I don't know what is going on here, but I mean, it's so hot down south that just
Yes, loud. I know about that one.
It
Ooh-wee.
was warm last weekend.
Mm.
yeah, we've had some
I'm
great
from the
Mhm.
days.
South. I
We've
know.
had some
And we
real
had some
nice
nice
days.
weather when we were at the convention. That was
Oh
great.
yeah. Oh, that was wonderful. That was wonderful.
What convention was that?
It was just a tease.
That was the Michigan Lions State Convention. It was
Oh, nice.
the Lions,
It was at Shanty Creek in Bel Air.
quite an amazing place. I'd never been there.
That was like
Where
No,
is Bel Air?
negotiating a maze.
Bel Air. Let's see. Bel Air is. I guess it'd be. I don't know how do you. I'm not familiar. It's like I don't know the geography all that
Kind
great.
of northeast, I would think, because I know we had
It's
to go
yeah.
north and east from here. So
Right. I think it's north of Cadillac. Um, probably.
Okay.
It's about 3.5 hours north of Battle Creek. So
yeah, and the same
Okay.
here from Muskegon. It's about
we
three
had
and
a,
a half hours from Muskegon as well, up
we had a,
that way.
we had
I
a
think
pretty good
it. I
drive.
think it's kind of north and east of Traverse City, kind of
Yeah.
Boyne Mountain, Boyne City
Point.
area.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we had a couple of people call in just now. Let's see. We had a 517 area code and a 313 area code. You guys want to let me know who you are?
313-410-5508, Marion Ward from
Marion
Dearborn
Ward.
Heights. Hi, here's everybody.
Hi, Marion. I'm going to rename you here. So
Hey, Marion.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
Can you hear
sorry,
me?
I named you Marion War. So hope
Ah,
Wood.
that.
It's Ward, not Ward.
I know, but that's
I
okay.
love you, Roger.
And let's see, somebody else. There was a 517 number here
They
somewhere.
left.
They left. Oh darn. Maybe they thought maybe it was the wrong
They might
Wrong
try to
number.
call in again.
Yeah.
That's one of Lansing's area codes.
Yeah, that's like Lansing area. So
Mhm.
trying to think who else would be calling. But anyway, we'll get them when they come in. Let's see. So let's run through the list one more time. And so I've got Howard Holloway, Rosemary Facilla, Pearl Anderson Bailey, Kimberly Brown, Muriel Walters from Battle Creek, Tara Evans from Battle Creek, Pauline Smith, Renee Nicholson, Kevin Sandgren, Jenny Muirhead, and Marion Ward. Okay. All righty. Well, we don't have, I haven't seen Art Turner show up. Does anybody want to offer a prayer to start us off? Oh, there's Jesse. Hey, we
This
should
is
have,
Rosemary. I'll do it for you guys.
okay, hang on just a minute. Let me get let's see. Here's 517 again. Hang on. Okay, 517. Who is this?
Yeah, me.
B. Okay.
It's B.
Hi, me.
Oh, B. Okay, B. All righty. Let me get you renamed here. How are
I
you?
can actually get in for a I mean, I actually have time.
That's amazing.
DG all of a sudden has time to herself.
Oh, well.
Get used to it, right?
I'm so ready for this.
Okay, and we got Andrea Ordway coming in. So we got to, who else do we have? We have 248. We got a lot of people today. 248, who is this?
This is Linda.
Linda Brown.
Linda Brown.
Well, Linda,
Okay.
you're
Right, got it. How's everybody doing?
Doing well,
Okay.
doing well.
Okay,
Well, you sound cheerful, Linda.
I try.
she's always cheerful. Okay. Well, I was gonna I'd asked for somebody to give us a prayer to start off with, and Rosemary volunteered. So do you want to go ahead, Rosemary? And is there anybody in
Sure.
particular that we would like to hold up in prayer today?
I'd
Sounds
like to
like-
hold up our nation in prayer because we need it.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody
agree.
else?
I would like to hold up the sick, the baby, and the elderly.
Okay. And anyone else?
Renee, my family walking through grief. Thursday was my dad's birthday.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
those firsts are sometimes the hardest.
Yep, we know. We've
Boy,
been
aren't
there,
they
done
ever? Yeah, and also pray for Don and Judy. They send their love.
that. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Also, this is Pauline, and one of our first-time winter campers from this past February, Latifah Jones, lost her daughter back in April, right after
Oh.
Easter.
Okay. Thank
Suddenly.
you. Okay.
That's so sad.
I'd like to pray for newly diagnosed cancer patients.
Okay.
1:08 p.m. 4 notifications.
Ooh, are you
news.
gonna remember all
Now,
that? Did you
Apple
write
News
it down?
Spotlight. The American News.
It's a lot.
Now, Apple News 1.
We'd like to pray for all the graduates.
Okay. And I'd like to just offer my dad's anniversary of his death on May the 10th as part of the offerings as well. And in April, he would have been 100 years old.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I'll toss my mom in there too, as kind of a Mother's Day honor, because back in December on the 24th on Christmas Eve, she would have been 100 years old as well. And, but her anniversary is until August. So,
Mm.
And
Wow.
can I mention?
yes, you may. Go ahead.
Okay. And can I mention my daughter Makila and my granddaughter Akila? Akila and Makila's cancer stay in remission.
Okay.
Amen.
Anybody else? Okay. Dear Lord, we ask that you hear our offerings to you and can keep all these people and all these concerns in your hands. We as a group of people who are campers love each other, and we want to support each other in all of these items that we have offered up to you. We ask that you bless our time here and that we enjoy each other's company. And we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 All right. Thank you, Rosemary.
Welcome.
And let's keep all those folks that were mentioned and groups in our prayers as we go forward. Well, it's Memorial Day weekend. And so we, Dorothy and I and several of our Lions Club members, we have the National Cemetery in Fort Custer. And so one of the traditions around Battle Creek here is that, and I think everywhere, okay, so not just Battle Creek, but we go out to the National Cemetery and put flags on the graves. And it's kind of a process they have that you have a little poker that looks like a pogo stick, kind of. It's got like a handle and it's got like a little foot peg, and you measure back with your foot from the grave, from the center of the grave, and then you put a hole in the ground with this thing, and then somebody places a flag. And that's how they get them all nice and straight and in rows, so that when you're looking down the rows of the graves, they're all lined up straight, and either way you look. And so we did a section where one of our former Lion members is buried, Brian Onesauer, and he was the partner of one of our Lions. And so we picked that section to do in honor of him. But we also had another cemetery that's a small cemetery in the village of Bedford. And so there's quite a few veterans interred in that cemetery, but they haven't kept good records of who is there. And so not only were we planting flags on the ones we could find, they did have a list, but we were also adding to their list veterans' graves that we found that were not on their list. So we're trying to help them update their records so that next year when they go out with a group of people to put the flags in, they kind of know where they are and where to put them. So it was an interesting couple of days for us. So in the email I sent, I thought that we could talk about some of Memorial Day traditions that you all have, and also to remember, people in your family who are veterans. Whether it be a sibling, a brother, a father, a mother, a grandfather. So if anybody would like to share, I would say I'll open the floor.
This is Rosemary, and I'd like to share. I have a bunch, so I'll go through them. My mother's older sister, my Aunt Marie, was in the waves during World War II, and female veterans are very seldom spoken about in these, and when things are honored, they always have all the guys, but they don't usually do all the ladies. So I'd like to honor my Aunt Marie and my friend Peggy. She was in the Air Force. So my aunt was in the Navy, my friend was in the Air Force. And then my dad was in the Marines during World War II. He fought in Japan, and he was like 17 when he went in, 19 when he came out. And all his older brothers were in the Army. So my Uncle Carl, my Uncle Al, my Uncle Nicky, and my dad's young, kind of the next oldest to him, my Uncle Joe. He was shot down over Germany, and he's buried at the National Cemetery, the American Soldier Cemetery in Nice, France. And one day I'd love to go to France and visit his grave. And then my girlfriend Peggy, her husband was in the Air Force, and he passed. And I want to just honor Jack Brewer. He was an Army guy during Vietnam, and everybody knows Jack. And so, and my cousin Joe, he had two sons. Joseph Jr. was an Army Ranger, and his older of his twins, Sal, was in the Army. So those are, all my family members and a couple of friends that, wanted to honor. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. That's a lot of military in your family.
Yes. That helped me when I was
proud.
working at the, it helped me when I was working at the VA.
Yeah. Very proud.
I'd like
who
to
else?
share also. I'd like to share
Sure. Go
this
ahead,
Pearl.
Pearl.
I like to share three, and they have all gone home to glory, but I have two older brothers. My oldest brother was in the Navy. He served all his time in the Navy. And then my next oldest brother was a Marine who served his time in the Marines. And then a former boyfriend, well, I guess he had to be former now since he's gone on, but he was in the Air Force. So I would like to honor the three of them.
And if you,
I'm sorry, who was talking?
that was Pearl
Pearl.
Anderson Bailey.
Oh, Pearl. Okay.
Mhm.
Pearlie, actually. But and Pearl, did your family have traditions around Memorial Day, like to visit the family graves and that sort of thing?
No, sadly, most of my family is gone on. I really just have myself and my sister, and then I have a younger brother who's disabled. So no,
see.
we don't really do anything. We're just trying to keep breathing from one day to the
Yeah.
next.
Right.
We used to have barbecues on Memorial Day when we lived in New York, and that was our big thing.
All right. Thank you, Pearl. Who else would like to share?
This is Linda.
Go ahead,
When
Linda.
I was younger, my mom and my grandmother used to barbecue on all the major the summer type holidays, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day. They'd always barbecue, and we'd have barbecued spare ribs and all the trimmings that went with it, like the potato salad. And it was so much fun back then. But now most of my family, has gone on to be with the Lord. So it's just me and one of my sisters and my niece, and I have an uncle who doesn't really like to do anything. But anyway, we try to do things with some of our cousins. We don't really have a big family now like we used to, and everything's so different now. But my sister Lynette is a very good cook. She took after my mom and my grandmother, and she used to always tease me, and she still does. She said, Linda, where were you when I was in there trying to, learn how to cook? Because I didn't like cooking and all of that. But anyway, I just had a birthday dinner with my sister Lynette and my niece Stephanie yesterday at a place called Modern Greek. It's a restaurant downtown. Stephanie likes Mediterranean food, which is very healthy for you anyway. And so I always like the fried chicken and all of that, but we have to stay away from that kind of stuff sometimes. But the food was very good, and I really enjoyed it. But I do miss the holidays with my family barbecuing like they used to.
I can appreciate that one because, like I said, we used to do that too. We'd get my aunt from Brooklyn to come in, and we'd have a big, my grandma would come, and her friend, and we'd have barbecues and have fun, with all our, that doesn't happen.
Yep.
Well, they're all gone, so it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
And Renee?
Yeah, go ahead.
So first of all, my dad was in the Air Force. My mom, two of my mom's brothers were in the Army. My uncle Ron is on full disability because of it. He was in Vietnam and he has Agent Orange.
Mm-hmm.
And so his daughter, two of his daughters, served in the Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
What is their name? Courtney, and I can't think of the other one's name, but and as far as celebrating, Memorial Day was always a big, in my dad's viewpoint, it was like the beginning of the boating season. So his goal every year was get all the boats in and, the dock and all of that before Memorial Day, so that when it comes to Memorial Day, because of that weekend, we can just enjoy.
Cool.
And so we're trying to honor him, and my mom and my aunt are there right now, and I'm going tomorrow with my brother to the cottage.
Oh, what fun.
So who got the
Now,
boats
we
in?
do not have all the boats in, but that's because the weather hasn't been
Right.
cooperative.
Yeah.
Well, again, we're so sorry about your loss of your father, Renee.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I was impressed with I was able to live stream the funeral, and I was impressed with all the testimonials given about him. I felt like I knew him afterwards. So they did a very nice job.
Yeah, I thought it went really well.
All righty. Well, I'll share. So we don't, I don't have an extensive military history, but in our family, but my dad was in World War II as a paratrooper, and he survived the Battle of the Bulge, which after I've read about that and seen some movies about that, it's a miracle that I'm here talking to you.
I can understand that one, Roger. I had one of my veterans was my PTSD group was in the Battle of the Bulge. He was 90 years old.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, what those guys went through was amazingly difficult. But it's and like many and I'm not sure what all of your experiences have been with family members, but my dad never talked about it at all. I mean, he if he would talk about it with his buddies, or other guys, our neighbors that were veterans that were in the war,
Right,
they might be talking about it, something, some experience or something. And if I walked in the room, they would switch to farming immediately. And, and it's, I think, and I mean, obviously people to this day, have the same kind of problems, it's like the things that they see, are so
Yeah, they don't
difficult.
want to talk about.
And
My dad talked about one time that he took a Japanese flag off a tank.
Okay.
But mostly what him and his brothers talked about were more, were funny things. It's like one of the things, they can't do this today, but one of the things that they would do, and they knew my dad was going on a mission, on the Japanese islands, because my uncles were mechanics, so they'd fly into the island that he was in, pick him up, bring him back to the army base, make sure that they fed him real well, and then flew him back in time for him to go on his mission.
Right. So
those are the kinds of things that they would share with us, that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, that's kind of the same way with my dad. He was a supply sergeant, so he was in charge of like procuring food,
right,
for their group, and he talked about trading, with the locals for like eggs and meat. They'd have nylons. Here, it sounds like a stereotype, but they had nylons and chocolate bars, and that sort of
Yep.
thing. And so the locals liked that stuff, and so they would supply them with eggs and whatever. But
bartering, yeah.
One of the funnier things was that he also, I don't know if he was in charge of the officers, but the officers got much better food than the enlisted men. And so every once in a while he would be able to procure some steaks through the officers' mess to feed to his friends in the enlisted corps. So he always thought that was pretty funny, to get. So he had an advantage, but those were the things he talked about were, just the fun things, the funny things that happened.
Yeah, they didn't talk much about those other things because it was not, not good.
Just hard.
I know that, it's kind of like we researched that my dad's brother who was shot down, basically what happened with him is that he, back in World War II, he was in Europe, and you got so many points, and when you had so many points, you could be rotated back to the States. And so he was a gunner, and so what they did is he volunteered for this mission because if he came back, he would have had enough points to rotate back to the United States, and he wouldn't have to stay, in the war zone. But unfortunately, he was flying with a group that were not his usual, group, and they ended up getting shot down. And
oh boy.
Apparently he was buried in a German churchyard at one point, and then they exhumed him and moved him to the American Soldier Cemetery.
Wow.
At least that's the history, of that. And one of the things I found interesting is when my dad was applied for a passport because he had a sibling that passed away. He got a free passport that was good for 5 years, because he had a sibling that was killed in the war.
I'll be darned. Wow.
So I thought that was interesting, I got a funny story if anybody wants to hear about the military.
Okay, go ahead. Then we'll go to somebody else.
Okay. My cousin's youngest boys are twins. Okay. And so the Army or the service will not take twins into the service at the same time. They can, like one is out, the other one can go in. So the older twin, his name is Sal, he decided he wanted to go into the Army. So he got in and he was in basic, and they got to where they were graduating. So his twin brother, who's an identical twin, his name is Vinny, and so he was there, and the sergeant told Sal to go do something, and Sal went off to do whatever it was he told him to do. And so he's looking around, he sees Vinny, and he goes up to him and he starts yelling at him, like, didn't I tell you to go do blah, blah, blah? And Sal came back and he saw him yelling at his brother. So he says, Sarge, what are you doing? And he looks at him and he looks at his brother and goes, Why didn't you tell me you were twins? He was
That-
so embarrassed because he was yelling at the wrong soldier.
They could have done it. They could have done a good job of pranking somebody with that, I think, you know.
Yeah.
That was so funny when they told me that story. I says, golly, guys. So anyway, okay, I'm done.
All right. Okay. Anybody
How
else?
long? Well, this is Janie.
Okay, Janie, go
never had
ahead. You got the floor.
I never had no family members that was in the service, but I remember them days when my mama used to get up and barbecue on them holidays. And my mama was one of them southern girls where she do even in the wintertime. If she felt like she wanted her some barbecue ribs off that grill, she pulled that grill up to that back porch and hook it up and do what she had to do. I remember one day she did it in November the 1st, and it was snowing outside. I said, Mama, it's snowing outside. She goes, so I still want some ribs. Barbecue them ribs on that grill in the wintertime.
I can identify with that. I love ribs. I lived down south for a couple of years, and I got to know what really good ribs are like. So I can identify with that. But I can't really duplicate them, so I don't try.
You don't try, yeah. Yes, you do that. They used to make that homemade. They used to make that homemade ice cream. Oh my goodness! We had an ice maker, and when the ice maker get full, she would always dump the ice in the sink. So I said, "Well, what are you doing that for?" Well, the ice maker is too full. I said, "Well, why don't you take it and put it in a freezer bag, and then put it in the deep freezer? So when you go to make your homemade ice cream, you won't have to buy no ice." She said, "You know what? I didn't think of that."
That's a great story.
So that's what they started doing with the ice. You know, once you get the ice from the ice maker, it would be so full. They just put them, downstairs in the deep freezer. And that way they didn't have to go spend no money on buying no crushed up ice because they already had the ice. And, who else? My youngest brother, he was a strange one of the family. Not really strange, but he always did strange things. He's deceased too. Like around the holidays, he always knew how to get the hold to fireworks. And every time you look around, we had different fireworks going off, different things, for the holidays. He always helped my mother, they made sure everything was done for the holidays. And when the kids would come around, they'd have fireworks and do what they had to do and whatever. And my father, he was like a real quiet person. He just went with the flow. But nah.
Sounds like your brother was fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. But,
unpredictable. Keep you guessing, right?
Yeah. Huh? The noise you hear in my background is my dogs. I'm babysitting 2 other dogs plus my dog.
Oh.
My daughter, she went to the Dominican Republic.
Oh.
Oh wow.
She'll be back Tuesday. Her and her in-laws.
Oh, that's a nice trip.
Yeah.
Like,
I see they on the same time. They on the same time frame that we on.
okay. Kind of like Florida,
Yeah, I didn't know that, but I found out. But he said it's hot down there, though.
So instead of inviting you, you got stuck dog sitting.
Huh?
Instead of inviting you to go along, you got stuck dog sitting.
Well, that's not the worst of her. She got 5 of them. I only got the 2 littlest one, and my oldest grandson. She got 5 of them. She got the other 3. They still at home. I wasn't being bothered with them big old horses.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
I mean, I like them and all, but when I go over there, all of them bombard me. But
they love you. They love you, Janie.
Yeah,
they do.
All righty.
Yeah, they do.
Well, thank you, Janie. That's some good stories and good remembrances.
Yep.
So who else would like to say something about either their family or any military folks or just people that you'd like to remember on this Memorial Day weekend?
Oh, this is Pauline, and as for the military, my second youngest uncle was a career Army person of about almost 22 years, I think it was. And he did serve in Nam, although, like you guys were saying, he didn't talk about that part very much. Like several of you, my family either went to a park or for the holidays that had warmer weather, or sometimes if everybody didn't come, we gathered at my grandparents' house when everybody was still with us.
Right. Nice to get together.
And Janie, my sister, is like your mother. She will grill if the mood strikes her. Whenever she feels like it, as long as the weather isn't horrible. She grilled the day or 2 days after Christmas, the year before we lost her son, my nephew. That year, I know because he was the one who she sent to bring the container that she prepared for me. She sent him to bring it to me. And it was cold that day.
Have y'all ever heard of snow cream?
Huh?
Y'all ever heard of snow cream?
Yes.
Snow cream, what is that?
What it is snow. And you just take and mix some vanilla flavoring with it. Like ice cream.
Oh, ice
But
cream.
instead it's snow.
Homemade ice
Yeah,
cream.
but it's snow. Yeah, but it's snow.
Yeah, we
My
made
mother
that.
used to do that too.
All righty. Well, thank you, Pauline. I was going to mention when you started talking, I don't know why it made me think of this, but a public service announcement, the Visions 2026 over at the Ann Arbor Public Library is going to be, I think, June 3rd or something like that, maybe. It's pretty early. I have to actually check my calendar real quick, but I know some of you have gone to that in the past.
Okay. I'll try to make
on a
it.
Wednesday. Yeah, it's on a Wednesday. It's the first Wednesday of June, 2026. It starts at 11 and ends at 4. And I'm planning to be over there with my winter camp stuff. So anyway, last year I picked up Howard and took him.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So I don't
know. That day.
I'd do that again if you wanted to.
All right, I'll let you know.
Okay. All right.
Oh, so Roger, sorry, I didn't mean to cut in. About that, the train thing. What's going on with that nonsense? That was crazy.
Well, I think everybody got their money back.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as I know about it. I know that actually they had so Diane Sweeter, who was she was one of our camp nurses this year. She was so upset about it, she filed an ADA complaint with the state of Michigan, and supposedly it got all the way up to Senator Peters' desk. And as far as I know, I don't know that they ever did anything about it. But you know, that's a thing. We need to, you know, when it comes to winter camp next year, we need to figure out how we're going to get there. If we're going to, I mean, I know some people are still thinking about taking Amtrak, but I don't know if they'll have things improved by then or what. But we need to kind of continue to look at that and see what the best way of transporting people is from. So, I mean, we have a lot of the folks
keep us updated on that one, right?
Yeah, a lot of folks already have I mean, folks that don't live in the Detroit area or along the I-94 corridor generally have car transportation lined up, but we may be looking at trying to do more private transportation this next year.
I know it's the same thing for summer camp. We have a hard time trying to find, ways to get people here because of the transportation
Right.
situation.
Right. So, okay. So I didn't mean to dissuade the conversation, but I just thought of that, and I forget if I don't say something. So, does anybody else have something they'd like to share in terms of either, folks they'd like to remember or holiday traditions for Memorial Day?
Well, my father was never a veteran. Well, he never considered himself a veteran.
Okay.
He fought. He was in World War II, but he ended up serving the Navy and the Coast Guard on what was called a crash boat, which did more rescuing than anything else.
Ah, okay.
In Puget Sound.
Wow.
And he would tell his stories. I mean, he had the craziest. He had some friends that would come spend time with him. Like, there was this one guy that came, and if you called somebody on the radio, you had call letters that you were supposed to use. Well, his friend's name was Zen, and my dad's call sign was Nan Nan April Zebra. Well, his friend was looking for him, and he couldn't remember his own call sign. So he figured, maybe if I do this, Lou will know who I'm talking about. He was like, Nan Nan April Zebra, this is Zebra. And my dad's looking in the code book going, how the heck is Zebra? I don't know any Zebra. And then when he found out that it was his friend, he's like, why did you do that? He's like, I couldn't remember my call sign. Go ahead, Roger. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just I was interested that he was up in the Puget Sound. Is that where he was from, or did he just was he
No.
stationed up there?
No, originally he was from Long Island, New York.
Ah, okay.
And actually that's where he spent most of his life. But he was in Boston for training to be actually a sailing expert for the Navy. And one day he fell from the mast down to the deck, and it was about 300 feet.
Oh.
And ended up rupturing a kidney, and they had to figure out a way to keep him in the service.
Wow.
He said, though, if they had kept him on as a sailor, he probably would not be alive.
Ah, okay. Well, that's a long way to fall. Was he like a tall ship or something, or it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I know that's what they use for training sometimes, were those tall ships, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. It's amazing that he lived through that, I mean, that's crazy. Well, thank you, B, and so glad that you could make it with us today.
Me too. It feels good to be able to just sit and not have to think about grants and meetings and more meetings.
Speeches.
And, I'm sorry, what was that?
Speeches.
Oh yeah. At the state convention I did 5 prayers, the Knights of the Blind speech, and then I also had to play at the memorial service. So I was dead tired by the end of that.
But you did really well, B.
Thanks.
They put you to work.
I liked your invocations and the little things that you did that were different. That was kind of cool.
Thank you.
So,
you're welcome.
Somebody just called in with a 313 code.
Roger, it was Marion. I had to hang up and then call back.
Oh, okay. All right. If I was good like Kathy Koenig, I'd remember all these numbers, but I'm not. So
Where is she today?
she's probably gardening in the rain. She's so her I guess her I don't know, what do you call it? Her work, I'll just say her work is she does landscaping and gardening. And so she has a list of clients that she works for and basically does their flower beds. And if they want to, like a sidewalk, she doesn't do heavy construction, but, if somebody needs something redone, so she'll dig up, old things and plant new things and
Roger,
run borders and all those sorts of things.
Okay.
excuse me, where you live at?
Well, actually, she lives in Mendon. She lives
I
in
don't know
Mendon. So that's south of, kind of like south of Ann Arbor on 23 somewhere, kind of like.
Oh, because I look for somebody to do our flower beds.
So, well, she might do it. She goes up to, I know she goes up to Ann Arbor occasionally, but I can hook you up, so.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. So Howard and Kathy. Yeah, she didn't know she'd be able to join us today because it's as she said, it's a busy season. But I was hoping that if it was raining, maybe she was going to take a break. But anyway, we'll manage. So, all righty. Well, let's see. We just heard from B, and would anybody else like to share?
Well, I lost power on Monday for a few hours. I was just wondering if anybody on the call was affected by the thunderstorms or tornado.
No, I wasn't.
Neither was I.
They did mention it on the news, though. There were certain areas that were affected by it.
Yeah.
We're blessed to have
We
a backup
actually-
generator.
There you go.
So Jesse, sound like you wanted to share.
Oh, Serene was, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was just gonna say we actually had a tornado go through our town, but it went on the north side, and it was mostly out in the fields and that, so no one that I know of had much damage. One of the parks, the camping parks though, that was close by, they had one camper that was in the middle of their pond lake, and they had 2 or 3 that did get flipped over. But I don't believe many people got hurt because we had good warnings.
Good. Well, I tell you, those
Kimberly
things come up
Brown.
so fast. They come up so fast that it's you barely have time to do anything. Sorry, Kimberly, you were about to say something.
Oh, now I just said my name so just to get your attention, get
Yeah.
you all attention. I'm finally a Lions member, right?
Pardon?
I'm finally a Lions Club member, right? As of last month.
Oh, are you?
I am.
Congratulations, Kimberly. So Kimberly's been trying to become a Lions Club member, and we finally what's the name of the club? It's in
That's
Lansing.
funny. I know his name.
It's in Lansing, right?
It's
This
in
has been-
Lansing. Well, we actually in Hope, Michigan.
Holt, yeah, Holt. Yeah, it's the Holt Lions Club, I think, right?
Okay. Yes.
Yes, I think so. So,
You
well,
caught me off guard
and,
with that one. I'm like, what?
and that's Eileen.
It
Eileen
is.
Delaney, right? Was the lady that
Yes.
helped you get
Mhm,
into that. Okay, good.
She is.
So, yeah, that's great. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Glad you're gonna enjoy being a lion.
I know.
I've
So
been a
the-
lion for it'll be 38 years come this October.
Wow.
Ooh.
Because I joined in
Congratulations
October
to that.
1988.
That's the year I graduated high school.
That's right. I'm an oldie but a goodie. So
You know it. You know it.
So speaking of Lions clubs, I saw a post and and I'm trying to think of the name of the club. It's in Detroit. Maybe I don't know that now I can't remember which one it is, but anyway, Kashania Graham is the president of this club. Pauline, do you know what club that is?
I think they call it the Harper Woods Grosse Point.
Yes, I believe so. And it looked like Portia Smith was in the picture.
Yeah, I heard that she joined.
I couldn't say for sure, but it sure looked like Portia. They didn't name her in the photograph, but I was like, well, that's got to be Portia. And so because she has the hair and well, I could just tell from her smile. Okay.
Yeah.
So she has a very characteristic smile. So well, that's great. You guys are becoming lions. The pride is expanding. So, so where's Kevin It's Kevin Sandgren. You were thinking about joining something. I'll ask you to unmute. Oh, we'll come back. Oh, there he is. Kevin stepped away. Kevin stepped away.
All right, is that better?
Yeah. So
Oh,
Kevin,
okay.
There you go.
I just went and put a cup in the kitchen when you said that. So.
Kevin, we were talking about people who have just
Joined the
joined
Lions Club.
Lions Club.
Yeah. I went to one of Jesse's Clear Lake one as a guest, and I was at a Wyoming Lions Club meeting here.
Uh-huh.
So I haven't joined either of them, but the one going back to the one in Wyoming, because we watch our grandkids, so it's kind of hard to get everybody packed up in the car. My wife drives me over there, so I haven't been back to another one yet. So, but the nice one, the Clear Lake one, I guess I wouldn't even have to leave my living room couch.
Nope. That's the beauty of virtual,
Yes.
if that works for people, and I think Jesse, you could I know you or Serene, I think you guys just inducted somebody from a foreign country recently.
We inducted somebody that, he lives part of the year split between 3 different countries. So that was kind of neat.
And I think B was the person that inducted him, right?
Yes.
Yep. That's pretty amazing.
I don't have a military story, but I can tell you a memory and a story.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Well, when I was 17, I wanted to join the Army. I wanted to be a military police. So I walked into the recruiting station, and back then in the 70s, you had longer hair, David Cassidy look, right? Back when I had hair. And I walked in there and I'm talking to the recruiter and I said, yeah, I think I want to join. I would like to be a military police. And he said, oh, he starts out talking to me a little bit, right? And he started looking at me a little funny and he says, what is that thing in your ear? And I go, this? And he goes, yeah. And I go, it's a hearing aid. And he goes, well, tell me about it. I said, well, I was born with nerve deafness, so I've been wearing a hearing aid since I was 5 years old, so I have to wear this. And he says, so if I told you to duck, you'd say what? And I said, probably. And he said, son, I'm sorry, I can't take you. So can I get a medal for being close? I get no benefit for this.
You get an attaboy. Yeah,
attaboy. There you go. Thank you.
Honorary mention.
But no, my uncle, his picture was always at my grandparents' house, and he was married to my dad's sister. So his parents were from France, and then they moved over to Michigan and lived in the Roosevelt Park area, and which wasn't far from where I grew up. And apparently my aunt had the hots for their son, and he was fluent in both English and French, whatever you call it. And so he was all geared up in, the army uniform, and he rode around with all the guys that went to the hoity-toity parties and met with all the generals because he was able to be the translator between the French and the Americans.
Oh, okay.
So, but I remember one with my dad. He'd always sit there read the paper on, I think it was Monday night, Memorial Day back in the day. And it would be, this is the wide world of sports. We're broadcasting from Indianapolis, Indiana at 7 o'clock at night or something. Now it's always played on Sunday at 12:30, but they used to record it. And they had to do whatever they did with film back in the day, and they'd play it Monday night at like 7:30 till 12 o'clock at night. Does anybody remember that?
Well, are you talking about the race?
Yes, the race, yes.
In fact, it's going on right now, I think.
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Good.
Kevin, this is Rose Maria. When I moved to Salt Lake City, I thought I was going to try to join the Marine Corps, and I went through all the testing and everything. They wanted to make me a airplane mechanic, and they offered me a $10,000 bonus to join the service. And when they did the physical, they said, "Do you know you're blind in one eye and can't see out of the other?"
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Is that a problem?"
Does that upgrade me to the pilot?
Well,
Hey, you guys,
all I
Serena
had
and
to
Jesse
fix
have to
airplanes.
leave.
I didn't have to fly
So you
them.
guys have fun.
Hey,
Serena,
all I had to
Jesse,
do is fix the airplanes. I didn't have to fly them.
Serena,
No.
Jesse,
Roger, I'd
thank
like
you
to
for
ask
calling
you
in.
about that Battle Creek veteran cemetery there. Isn't there a section there that they have white crosses, which are all German soldiers?
That's a good question, Kevin. I know that there is and it might be there. I'm going to have to look into that, and I will get back to you because I was just thinking about that recently because there was a group of German prisoners of war in the Galesburg area. They had some sort of an internment thing or a camp or something. And I think there is a group of them buried in the area. And I don't know if it's at the National Cemetery or not. And I will, I'm glad you asked that because I'd been thinking about that recently. And
Yeah, I think it's just on the other side of the road in the cemetery, and it's marked by a bunch of tall white crosses.
let me find out about that, and I will. I'll put that in the notes. I'll try to find out quickly, and I'll put that when I send out the notes for this call. Thank you for pointing that out. Great.
Yeah, my mom and dad are buried in the National Cemetery, Bushnell, Florida.
Okay.
That's where they are. And all these brothers and all that were all out on Long Island at the National Cemetery out there.
I don't know how many national cemeteries there are. I think there's quite a few, actually.
I would think there's at least one in each state.
Yeah. We were lucky enough to 2 or 3 years ago now, I guess, Dorothy and I and some friends, we took one of these river cruises up the Rhine River, and it ended up in France. And we went through, and so we visited 2 cemeteries. One was in Luxembourg, and then the other one, I think, was the one, well, it was the one where they filmed Saving Private Ryan. And it's where General Patton is buried, because they wanted to put, they wanted him to be buried in Arlington National Cemetery, and he goes, "No, I want to be buried over in Europe where my men were." And so he's got a big monument there, kind of a monument. It's not really a monument. It's more of just a like bigger, more prominent grave site. But that's pretty impressive to see those things.
That is, yeah.
To think about it, you know. But we also took a tour of it wasn't part of that tour, but we did take another tour of the Normandy coast where they invaded on D-Day. And that was quite something to see and be there. Just to be there was very moving. Knowing that, my dad was in the service and he was a little later than D-Day, but still same kind of crazy stuff. So, and by the way, my wife handed me a note, and she wanted to compliment you on your Maid Marian outfit for the medieval festival at the state convention.
Oh, tell her thank you. That was fun.
So that was a lot of fun. That's the fun thing about being a lion. You can kind of do these crazy things, every once in a while. So, but it's great that Jack will take you to those things, and even though he didn't dress up, which you predicted. So,
what did the outfit look like?
Well, Rosemarie, why don't you describe it?
It was a dark blue, and it had like, I don't want to say it, had like chiffon layers of cloth, and it was just kind of a little bit how to explain it, like it had little poofy shoulder thingies on it, and it had a cinched in waist, so it was really pretty. And then I had a headband that had like a chiffon type material on it. I had found it among my headbands of a bunch of those kinds of things. I don't wear much anymore. And I dug around. And I said, "Oh, this looks good. This will go with it." And so I checked it out, made sure it was the right color, and I wore that as well. So that's, and then of course I had, my shoes with little heels on them that I always wear for all my dresses, and it was a long dress, went all the way down to my ankles, So it was layered. It was pretty.
Okay.
It was quite an affair. I dressed as Friar Tuck.
Yep.
There was actually
how funny.
There was a few of us more portly men that also dressed up as Friar Tucks. So there were several of us holy men walking around blessing people. So that was
when
fun.
Dorothy dressed up as Jester, she had bells and everything on her hat. It was cute.
Yeah, she had purple. Her outfit was, I think it was black and purple, and so she had one of those pointy hats that had bells on it, and she had pointy shoes that had bells on them, and then she had a little wand that she was
wave around.
casting. I'm not sure if she was casting spells or what she was doing, but so you may see her again in that because she owns the outfit.
Well, I own my outfit too, so
maybe we'll do something at winter camp like that. That could be
sounds fun.
So, all righty. Well, anybody else have? Well, how about if anybody else has anything to share, let's go ahead. But I did want to just get a brief update, if you have one, Rosemarie, on summer camp.
as far as I know, we're going to be sending out our applications here in June, and they'll be due, before August, probably end of July, I imagine. But and other than that, there's not much else that we're doing right now. We're working with Rockford Lions from transportation again, of course, and so we're still in the process, and we'll have more information as it gets closer.
Have we ever run out of capacity with the Rockford Lions on transportation, or are they?
We may do that this time. The last time they were able to accommodate because they were able to squeeze everybody in the van, but if we get more people than they can accommodate, hopefully they'll have extra drivers. If not, we'll have to figure out what to do.
Well, I know that. Well, the Wyoming Lions have been.
Yeah, they bring a bunch of people themselves, and they don't always have room either.
Okay, because I know they bring people down to winter camp.
Yeah, they bring people up to summer camp as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you
so
read,
that's
if you
how-
read my my little brochure that I printed up, it said thank you to the Rockford and Wyoming Lions because they bring a big group from Grand Rapids up for us.
Okay.
It usually has Joe Stewart, Gopal, and I don't know who else, you know.
Right, sure. Yeah, okay. Okay. But there's also the Grand Rapids Lions,
They don't do much though.
do they still do
We've tried.
glasses? Do they still do glasses?
I think it's the Rockford Lions that are doing those now.
Oh, okay. Because I know
You
they
can,
kind
you
of
need to talk to Jack. He knows who's doing them because he brings them to them. So
okay.
they have a different collection area than what we used to have in Grand Rapids. So
I see.
Rosemary,
yes,
is summer camp still $35 or has that
yes,
changed?
ma'am. Nope, still 35 and free for volunteers.
Okay.
So if you have
And how do you-
a driver
how do
that
you
would like
sign
to
up?
bring you and stay, their stay would be free.
Oh, okay.
And Rosemary, how do you sign up?
Pardon?
It's Kimberly. I said,
Yeah.
and how you sign up and where it's at and how long is it?
We will send out applications, and when you receive the applications, you mail them back with your $35, fee. And to those who can't afford it, you can always let Lion Jack know, and he'll waive your fee. But it's usually a weekend, so it's Friday night the 7th, all day Saturday the 8th, and Sunday morning on the 9th, and then everybody goes home at noon.
I need to know it from scratch. Like, what month is it? I don't know anything about it at all.
Oh. So it's
Okay, well,
the date
we
is August. What's the date?
7th, 8th, and 9th
Of August.
of August, right?
Okay.
And
what
it's
city is it?
it's at Pioneer Trails Camp on Big Blue Lake. And we do boating, archery, crafts, if we can get crafts going this year, because my usual craft person's not going to be there, so I'm going to try to do what I can. Bingo, and people could just kind of walk around, go on hikes,
Archery's
the
my
whole place is paved, so you can use your cane or your dog.
And it's in what city? What's the name of it? What
It's
city
in
is it
Holton,
again?
Holton, Holton.
I don't know where it's at.
It's on the west. It's about half hour north of Muskegon. It's on the west coast, west side of the state.
I have my north of Muskegon.
Yep, it's north of Muskegon. Good half hour north of us.
So how do I get an application? I just
We'll mail it
just
to
give
you
my
because
address?
if you're registered with Winter Camp, we should have your information. Roger will make sure, right, Roger?
You're on the list. So
Okay. Okay. That way.
Alexa, open 60s Golden.
Thank you.
And Kimberly, if you need more information, you can always I'll let Roger send you my phone number and you can call me.
That's nice. Thank you.
Hey,
and then we can talk more about
I
it.
appreciate it.
Hey, Rosemary, could you send me an electronic copy of that brochure that you had for winter?
Oh yeah,
for summer?
yeah. I'll send you the Word document as an attachment.
Okay, that'd be great. And I will make sure that you get hooked up with Denise
Okay.
Griffin.
Yep. And this is
Okay.
going to be, guys, this is our 25th anniversary this year, so we'll try to do a few little special things too.
Okay.
Wait, you wanted to get hooked up with
Denise Griffin.
Denise?
Yeah.
I've got her phone number.
Yeah, I do as well, but the thing I sent to Rosemary didn't open up, so she's still kind of without a number. So
I can text that.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and text that to her?
Yep.
And I was gonna go ahead and maybe email her as well and just say,
Actually, it'd be better if you email it to me, B.
I don't have your email.
Roger does. He can give it to you.
Okay.
Because I have a hard time doing the text stuff. Sorry about that. I'm not a big phone user. My phone is a phone.
You're right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like a flip phone, right?
But I do
Well, I
everything by
do too,
text.
but
yeah, I do everything by
I do
text.
all
don't
kinds
do-
of text.
Yeah, I will text if somebody texts me. I'll text them back, but getting things off the text is not easy for me.
Okay.
Is Renee still in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Still here.
Okay. Hi,
Yeah.
Renee. This Kim. I met you in the back in the bathroom in winter camp, and I promised to call you. I owe you a call. I'll bring you up to date
okay.
as who I am.
B, I
Oh,
think
my
I have
goodness,
you.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
B,
Renee.
I think I have your email, so I'll send you an email. If I don't have your email, I probably have your phone number because I know you're in my computer somewhere. So I'll get in contact with you.
Okay.
All righty. Well, I was hoping that we'd just do an hour today. And we're about at that point. Is anybody else, but if anybody else has anything questions or things that they'd like to share, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll try to wrap up soon.
Renee.
Head, Renee.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the veterans discussion we were having.
Sure.
So my dad was in the Air Force. So June 11th, we're planning on going to the Great Lakes Cemetery in Holly, and having them do a ceremony and the taps and the flag. And that's my dad never made a will, but that is the one thing he requested. So.
Cool.
Well, I tell you what, that's very impressive. Those are very impressive ceremonies and meaningful. So.
And hopefully we can get the Air Force to do the gun salute.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, you can get the Air Force to do that stuff.
Because that's what I would like.
I know when they do it, they service out here at Fort Custer, I think they always have a gun salute.
Yep, they always do.
So
I mean, they did that at my dad's funeral, and they also had a guy recite a poem that he wrote and had read in Arlington when they did his service. And then they folded the flag and presented it to my mom. They put the shells from the guns inside the flag.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Wow. All right. Somebody else was about to say something and I started talking. Was somebody else going to share something? I'm sorry. I spoke up.
Oh, it was probably me. I don't need to.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Roger, this is Marion Ward.
Yes,
and
Marion.
I just wanted to say I had a couple of uncles who served in the regular Army. I had one uncle that served in Vietnam, and he's living, and he will be on June the 10th, 83 years old, and he's in his right mind and driving and all that good stuff.
Wow.
And I had a brother that was next to me. He was in the Air Force for 1 week. The reason why they let him go because he had flat feet. But he was honored with a flag and honorable discharge. So.
Oh, that's good.
And my father, he was in the service. I forgot which one. He was in the Army. And that's about. I'm the only one standing. My younger brother, he didn't have to go because of my mother, but he recently passed, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, and I'm the only one standing. So, and I hope everybody have a great Memorial Day and a weekend.
You too, Marion.
You too, Marion. Thank you.
All right, Marion. We probably be roommates again in winter camp when it comes. This Kimberly.
Okay. Okay.
You all mind if I?
Hey.
Okay. Do you all mind if I step off off right now?
Okay.
And you all
I was just gonna say.
Thank you, everybody.
Happy
Take care, everybody.
talking
Have
all
a
at
good rest
once.
of your weekend.
Great Memorial Day.
I'm leaving as well. Have a good one, you all. This Kimberly.
Roger, when is the next winter camp chat?
Good question. Thank you. Let's see. Well, normally we plan on the third Saturday of the month. Let me just check what's going on. That'd be June.
Yeah.
So that would be June 20th. And I'm actually have a commitment that day.
Oh.
I'm going to a music festival that my son bought me tickets for.
Oh, that's
cool.
We could do the 27th or the 13th, possibly. What would work for folks?
I think either day would be fine for me.
Anybody else have a preference? I think I have my grandkids on the 27th, but that's okay. I'll need a break.
Well,
I would prefer the 27th if that's okay. I have
yeah, the
an
27th, the
engagement
last
on the
day,
on the
yeah.
13th.
Okay, well let's
The 27th, yeah.
that sounds good. We'll make it the 27th. Thank you for
And yes,
reminding
okay.
on that.
Oh, goody. Have to be able to do 2 meetings in a row.
All right.
You all take care.
All right. Say hi to Don and Judy, please, Marion.
I sure will. I
Tell
sure
them
will.
Tell them
Okay.
we're thinking about them.
All right. And thank you. And you all take care and have fun.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, so I know, so one of the things we used to do when I was growing up was we'd go out to the cemeteries and put flowers on the graves on Memorial Day. That was our sort of like our tradition as a family. But
Cool.
and I was happy to hear that my son, who lives down in my hometown now on the farm I grew up on, he's going to take his kids out to it's a mausoleum, out to visit my mom and dad and my grandmother and grandpa out there, so that they can see what that's kind of about and kind of keep their memory alive. So, I was happy to hear that he's kind of continuing that tradition. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, he's pretty awesome. So,
Tell Dorothy I said hi.
I sure will. She's been busy gardening herself. So got it all done before the rain came today. So
Good.
Oh, wow.
we just got a bunch of mulch. Now we have to mulch. So mulch the flower beds. So all righty. Well, let's see. It's like I say, it's about 2:15 and I have to be someplace at 3:00. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And I just want to thank everybody that's still here for calling in. And Tara, how are things going over on the other side of town?
And they're going good. I'll be challenged. I have to get a new computer in June. So
Oh, no.
wish me luck on that.
I thought you had a pretty nice one.
Yeah, but it keeps giving me messages that Windows and the MS Office isn't going to be working anymore. So I kind of am stuck getting a new computer, and
Oh.
that's never fun.
So your whatever your operating system is not compatible with what's going to be happening in the future?
Well, it won't update anymore.
Oh, I see.
So
Oh.
I'm not as protected as I should be. So I'll have to get a new computer in order
see.
to do that and transfer
see.
everything off of this computer. So yeah, I'm going to get the Geek Squad.
Okay. Well, I'm sure they'll happily sell you a new computer. I actually had to buy a new computer the other day for my wife because the one we had just wouldn't do anything. So
I need a new iPad. Because my iPad is how I prefer to listen to books, and
right.
I can't use YouTube on it. I can't use Zoom anymore. Like the iOS won't go any higher.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it must
And
be
every
computers.
time I download a book on Audible, it says not enough storage, so I have to keep deleting apps so I can read another book.
Well, usually you can buy more storage in the cloud, maybe. Have you thought about doing that? Because that's what my wife had to. She had the minimum amount of storage on her iPhone, and it kept giving her messages that everything was full. And so for like $1 a month or something like that, you can get like a bunch more storage. So you might check into that. That might be why you can't run Zoom.
Okay.
So you might, before you just go out and buy a new iPad, you might try to find out if you can actually, upgrade your storage and if that would help, maybe cure some of your problems.
Okay.
Usually I think it's $1.99 a month or something like that to get some cloud storage.
Because I tried to do my class online, because I wasn't able to go in that day, and that's when I find out that my iPad wouldn't support Zoom after I put all the information in.
Oh,
So I mean, I was able to attend. I did it over my phone, but
right.
I had missed part of it, and
Okay. Yeah, that's frustrating.
yeah.
Frustrating. So, okay. All righty. Well, hey, hopefully I'll see you maybe at Visions coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can work out transportation, yeah, I'd really like to go.
And Howard, if you want to go, it's pretty, it's not too far away, so I could swing over and pick you up. So let
What's
me
the
Because
date on
every
that
time I
again,
go,
Roger?
I look for you, Roger. I'm
Okay.
always like,
Well, I'll be there.
Roger, what's the date on that?
It's June 3rd.
If I was to happen to get a ride down there, could y'all get a ride back?
Sure. Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, cool.
You're a little
June
bit
3rd. What
further
date is
away.
that
You're a
fall?
little bit further away, Renee.
yeah. Well,
I
see,
heard-
last year, some of my Detroit friends were leaving from what was it? It wasn't Disability Network. It was Disability Advocacy or something, that building, and that was not in the ADA area, so the bus I used couldn't take me there
Oh.
to be able to carpool with people I know.
Right.
Mark does go to the building where the Wayne Detroit Disability Network is now on West
Okay.
Grand Boulevard. I'm not West Grand Boulevard, but West Outer Drive, because that's
Outer
a
Drive.
Henry Ford Hospital owned facility.
Okay. Do you know if they're going to be carpooling from there again this year for the Visions?
They were asking people about it. I don't know if they got enough people to do it, so you might want to call them.
Who do I call?
I don't remember the name of the person, as I don't participate in that phone class.
Oh, maybe Carmen knows.
Alaha.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be great if I could make it work this year.
So that's a transportation service from the Detroit area that comes over for this?
They have been the last few years. They've been taking either a van or a bus, depending on how many people go. But at least when they have a online class that they do basically by conference call every Tuesday. And the 2 times that the lady who facilitates that class have asked the last few weeks, they haven't gotten a whole lot of commitments. So that's why I said I'm not sure what they're going to end up doing.
Pauline, what's the name of the organization?
Disability Network, Wayne County, Detroit.
Oh, okay. Wayne County, okay. I think every county has some sort of a disability network, don't they?
I believe so.
Yeah, they do, but they offer different things. And
Sometimes they're combined. I know the one around Ann Arbor is Washtenaw. I mean, I've talked to various people from different ones. I'm just wondering. A thought just popped into my head if there would be a possibility that they could bring people to winter camp.
That would be interesting.
So it'd be if I don't know if you have a contact name, or I can just look it up. I'll just look it up online and see who the contact is. Because that might
the
be
disability network near me that I've used in the past, like when I was applying for Social Security, and is the one in Troy.
right. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Macomb one, I think. Oakland Macomb or whatever.
Yes, Southeastern or something they call it.
I don't think they're in every county because Jackson's is Disability Connections. It's not Disability Network. So, and they cover I want to say they cover Lenawee and Hillsdale as well.
I think there are excuse me, combinations, because there was one that I talked, actually, I had a call with them because they were associated with, they were kind of connected with the Ann Arbor Host Lions Club. They had a joint meeting one day and I talked about winter camp. And they cover 3 counties. I know they were a 3-county, Washtenaw, Monroe, and something else, I think. So yeah, you're right, B. There's probably not one county, but they probably one that covers all the counties one way or another, you know, whether they're
Yeah, and I don't remember Kalamazoo's, I think, covered 6 counties when they had one.
right. And I guess there's one here in Battle Creek, or you know, around here in Battle Creek, but it may be the one in Kalamazoo that covers Calhoun County. So that's
Yeah, it
something
used
I
to
don't
be
know as
that.
much about as I should. So I should give that to myself as homework to figure out who all these people are and who they cover and what they do. I know some of them offer book clubs, some of them offer like adventure outings and things like that. I've got a couple of them saved on my email that I was going to mail out to everybody, you know, just to say, okay, here's this disability network and this is what they're offering, or here's their newsletter. Some people subscribe to them already, but not everybody does. So anyway, well, thank you. That's good information. I'm glad you guys talked about that. So always learn something, you know. All righty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thanks again for calling in. And if you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Everybody have a good Memorial Day.
Okay.
You
I'm going to eat some
The same.
barbecue. I think
too.
after this discussion, I'm going to have some barbecue, I think. So,
Oh, that sounds good.
yeah.
I think I'll make some chili.
We are definitely in the same boat there, Roger.
All right. Okay, buddy.
I'm glad I
picked
could
them up
participate.
Yeah. It was great to see everybody. Big crowd today. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all righty.
Alrighty.
Thanks, B. Thanks for calling in. And Pauline,
bet.
Howard.
All righty.
All righty.